You guys, today I'm doing Food for Dudes solo. What's up, you guys? Happy Saturday. I hope everyone is having a fantastic start off to their Super Bowl weekend. My name is Kira if you are new, and in today's video, I am sharing with you guys a video that normally my husband would be standing alongside of me doing with me. So if you guys are new, then you might not know that my husband and I do a segment on my channel called Food for Dudes. This is a cookbook that I found at the Dollar Tree, and Daryl for the last couple of years or so has been sharing recipes himself out of this cookbook. So he films them, he cooks them, and then I edit the video and he voices it over, and usually he's in the intros with me. But right now, since about August when my husband started his new job, he's been impossible to nail down to do certain videos, and he budgeted out time for me today for us to voice over and do the intro. But then it was also my girlfriend Lauren's virtual baby shower, and I was dropping a bunch of food off at her front door, and I said to him, babe, I think we kind of have to forego the video. I need your help to get this perfect so that we can drop it off at the door and have it be spot on. So he kind of put the video aside for me and ended up being my partner and getting everything that I needed to get ready for today. And that was honestly more important. This is her first baby, and she had to have her very first baby shower virtually on Zoom. So I just wanted to make sure she had some goodies and yummies to eat, and that video was filmed. We filmed doing all that, and that will be up later on this week if you guys are interested. But like I said, sadly, it pushed today off to the side, but I knew you guys needed to see it because these are 3 super easy, foolproof, obviously dude approved recipes because they came out of the Food for Dudes cookbooks. We're talking minimal ingredients, you guys, and amazing appetizers. So if you're looking for a last minute Super Bowl appetizer for you to put out on the table, these are ingredients that you might actually have right in your home because, like I said, they're super easy. So I'm going to bring you down to the counter and I'm going to voice over what my husband actually did film. This is him using the camera and him filming the recipes and making them. I just kind of had to do the stand-in for him. I will pop up a little picture though, however, of Daryl and I together. These are like funny faces that we were making trying to get a thumbnail picture for the very last time that we did Food for Dudes together. So I want to be able to share that. Like I said, for those of you who are new, who don't know we do this segment, just to kind of give you, you know, bring you in just a little bit and share with you what we normally would if he were standing right here. But all right, let's chalk some food because these are appetizers you don't want to miss. So for our first recipe, we have a super easy chicken wing recipe, and this is called chicken wings in cerveza, which is basically just your standard chicken wing, but you're going to use salt, pepper, thyme, and a Mexican beer to create a marinade that you're going to let the wings soak in, and then you're going to go ahead and bake them in the oven. So super easy, but surprisingly flavorful. So we have our salt, our pepper, our thyme, and then for the beer we chose Dos Equis. That was the most Mexican beer that we can find just 1 bottle of in the gas station, and then we have 2 pounds of chicken wings here in the bowl. So Daryl ended up having his helper right here alongside of him. Maya loves to help cook in the kitchen, whether it's mommy or daddy. So he went and added the salt and pepper and thyme to a bowl and shook it up, and then he let Maya go ahead and sprinkle it all over the wings. And then once the seasonings were there, he just gave the wings a little toss. And then you guessed it, once we're done tossing the wings in the seasoning, then we're just going to go ahead and add the beer. So we only got 1 12-ounce bottle, but you're just going to go ahead and pour the beer until it covers the wings. Make sure that the fizz settles down, and you want to make sure that the wings are completely covered. You're going to give them like a little swoosh around and make sure that the beer and the seasonings I'll go ahead and coat the wings. And then instead of my husband going ahead and looking for the lid to the Tupperware, he just threw a sheet of wax paper on top, and then he went ahead and threw it in the refrigerator to marinate. They recommend 2 to 6 hours. So we actually let it marinate for 4 hours, and then we took it out. We do have our oven set to 375 degrees. And now part of what they want you to do is go ahead and cook the wings at that low temperature. Generally, I would cook them a little bit higher. They're suggesting low because it's basically that low and slow. It's going to make them tender and flavorful, but at 20 minutes, they want you to pop them back out. So Daryl put them in the oven for 20 minutes at that 375, and then he took them out and re-basted them in that beer and seasoning mixture. And so once he got a good coat on them, he went ahead and put them back into the oven for another 20 minutes. And they came out super crispy and delicious. I mean, they were very, very tender. I happen to like a crispier wing, which is why I like mine in the air fryer, but the flavor was on point. The thyme with the Mexican beer and the tender, so, so good. All right. Now we're on to our second recipe, and hubby did this for me. He definitely took one for the team. He does have a seafood allergy, but he knows how much I love shrimp. So when he saw the bacon wrapped teriyaki shrimp, he was like, please let me do this for you. So you're going to need 1 pound of large raw shrimp. So we have the deveined and peeled but tail on. And then we have some of this Mandarin teriyaki sauce from Panda Express. And then you're just going to need some bacon. You'll need a measuring cup and then a gallon size Ziploc bag for marinating. So it only calls for a 1/4 cup of that teriyaki sauce, but Daryl said he found that it needed a little bit more. So once he went ahead and threw all the shrimp in the bag, he put that 1/4 cup of that teriyaki seasoning over. And once he kind of gave it a swish around, he said he realized that he needed to add a little bit more. So he did go back and pour some more from the bottle in there and just give it what it needed. This way everything was coated, and then he went ahead and did the same thing. He put that in the refrigerator for about 4 hours. Now, once that comes out, it's just as easy as it sounds. So he took that pound of bacon and he cut it in half, because you're not going to need the long strips. Just the half strips will be perfectly fine for this recipe. So we use the other half for something else. And then he just fed one out of the bag at a time and went ahead and wrapped them. You want to go make sure that you get 2 to almost 3 turns around the shrimp, because then it'll stay on its own. If you loosely wrap it, you'll need to put some kind of toothpick in there or something to hold it so that when the bacon cooks, it doesn't unfold. But if you give it a good tight wrap, then you'll be sure to make sure that the bacon stays on. Now, it doesn't recommend that you coat them with teriyaki sauce, but we did end up going back and adding a layer of teriyaki sauce on top of this, and it seriously was so super delicious. I don't know if you guys saw my most recent grocery haul, but if you didn't, I'll link it up above. Once I edited this, I knew how bad I wanted to have these again. So I went ahead and got more shrimp and teriyaki sauce to have this. But you can see that there's definitely a layer of teriyaki on top, because we did add another coating. We saw when it was cooking, it only needs to cook for like 15 minutes at 425. Shrimp does not need a long time to cook, but we saw halfway through that it kind of needed just a little bit of an extra coating. So we threw it on there, but holy cow, you guys, so dynamite, like to the point that we're having it tomorrow. All right, for our last recipe, we have BBQ Chicken Stromboli. So for this, you're just going to need 2 cups of coarsely chopped chicken. We just used a rotisserie chicken. You're going to need some pizza crust. You'll need some green onions, some barbecue sauce, and you're also going to need 2 cups of shredded cheese. Now, my husband made this look so easy, but I am not one for being able to handle pizza dough. Like, it's just not not my thing. He made sure to get the flour out, like it doesn't even suggest that. He dunks his hands in the flour and he just gets down and dirty, and that is just not my thing. Like you can see here that he puts it on his fingertips. He knows how to roll it. He worked in a pizzeria for a very, very long time and managed a pizzeria up where he was from for years. And so he actually knows how to do the whole tossing thing, and he always impresses me when it comes to pizza. So he did just go ahead and get a little bit of that flour on his hands. He rolled out that refrigerated pizza crust. He put half of the cheese as a layer first. Then he added the barbecue sauce to the chicken, tossed it around, and added that barbecue chicken to the top of that cheese, and then added the rest of the cheese on top, and then added some green onions. Once he had all the fillings, he just tight rolled it till it was, you know, completely rolled over. You can tell he used his hands to kind of cuff the ends and seal them really good. He cut off the excess dough, and you will notice that he pokes a little hole in it just to make sure that it vents properly. And so 425 in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes or until it's golden brown. And then you're just going to go ahead and top it with those green onions. And my husband went and cut it for you to see what the inside looked like. And I'm so glad he did that. Sometimes he forgets to do that when he's filming on his own. Actually, what am I kidding? Sometimes I forget to do that myself, but you need to see how delicious and cheesy this inside looked. Like it was the perfect cook time. So the cheese was good and cheesy on the inside and everything was all melty. And then you had the barbecue sauce with the green onions. Like how easy are these recipes? I mean, they're 3 ingredients, 4 ingredients. I mean, they're super, super foolproof. And that's why they're considered food for dudes. Okay, you guys, so that's it for another episode of Food for Dudes. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up. I apologize again, just one more time for Daryl's absence, but I promise you, I will try to rein him in as much as possible, but our lives are just so crazy right now that sometimes it just needs to be me stepping in and doing this, and I don't want really good recipes to hang out on my computer and not be shared with you guys just because we're waiting on a small opportunity for him and I to get together to work on this together. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing game day tomorrow. If you are celebrating or watching the game or eating good food, or even if you're just not doing that, whatever you're doing on your Sunday, I hope you have an amazing day. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.